So Yu-Gi-Oh has inadvertently inspired one of my greatest D&D creations, and I am so grateful for it. So when I was trying to get my daughter to sleep, and I would just tell her about my day, and that's pretty boring. So I put the babies to sleep real fast. But I'm like, I need to start making up bedtime stories. And as a D&D player and who's run multiple dungeon master tasks, I'm like, I can do that. That's no problem. Big problem. I ran out of motivation so fast and ideas. Until I went to Meyer and I was looking through the card section. Because I'm like, I haven't bought a pack of cards in like years. Either Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon or Pokemon. So, I did what any nerd would do, and I just bought a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Opened it up, flipping through it, I'm like, man, I kind of miss Yu-Gi-Oh! It's gotten stupidly advanced so far, though. And that's saying a lot, considering I played Duel Links, and that was real fast-paced, figure out as you go. But then I got to the rare card of the pack, and it was Cyber Dragon. I'm like, you know what? This is going to make a really cool story. So what I did was I'm like, how do you tell the story of a Cyber Dragon in D&D? Well, you do the obvious thing. You make up your own bullshit. So I looked to my games for inspiration, and I'm like, tilt my head to the side, and it's like Technomancer, which is a fun Xbox RPG game. If you have Xbox Pass, I think it's on there. I recommend playing it. It's pretty good. It's a little bit slow, but it's like Skyrim Fallout choices kind of deal, and it's really, really fun once you actually get started going into it. It's a bit of a grind though, but that's most RPGs anyway. So anyway, I'm like, Technomancer. I can do that. So I started looking into it. You kind of have to multi-class between Necromancer, a Artificer, and a little bit of Druid. So I'm like, that's a little bit too OP. So I had two characters. One, the Technomancer themselves, which was a mix between Necromancer, who took levels in Artificer, and then I had a Druid with levels in Cleric. And what these two characters did is they worked together to bring a dragon back to life with an armored casing. And the neat part about Cyber Dragon, I know this because I played the game and I watched the anime, has so many different forms. It has so many different takes on it, to the point where you can take the basic dragons in D&D and just change their stats up to align to have like higher AC but lower HP to make it more balanced. In doing that, I was able to make an entire campaign / bedtime story for my daughter that was told over a series of like 6 weeks. And in doing so, I inadvertently created the most dangerous creature outside of Tiamat. And then at the same time, probably more dangerous than Tiamat. Because inadvertently, I had created a monster that could have an affinity for every element, just like Tiamat, but could also have the light element added to it. Because the neat thing about Cyber Dragon is that it goes from 1 head to 2 heads to 3 heads. Well, actually it goes from core, the base of it, to prototype, to the completion, to 2 heads, 3 heads. And the neat part is that all of these heads could have a different affinity to it. because I wouldn't have to tell my players what the affinity was until the dragon attacked with a breath attack. So you could unknowingly trying to fight a red dragon covered in metal plating. You wouldn't know until you failed that fireball. And that's where you really screw over your players. But they usually come up with some obscure thing to kill your creature anyway, so you just get to adapt to the next fight. And that's really important as a DM that you should know. Adaptability is key, because once they figure out a way to kill something, it's now your job to figure out a way to make it so that they can't kill your creature like that again. But the fun part about the Cyber Dragons is that they eventually become the Chimera Tech, where they just get multiple heads. So in doing so, I created a creature that had no blood, ran solely on oil, or oil magically, was immune to every element, including light, and had such a high AC that you would have a hard time just punching it. Or trying to hit it in general, I suppose. So, magic was useless, physical attacks were next to useless, and suddenly you could not fight this monster. It was the ultimate counter to murder hobos. Not what I set out to do, but you know what? If that's the way the coin falls, that's the way the coin falls. You just kind of have to roll with it. But inadvertently, Yu-Gi-Oh! Became the creator of one of the most busted things I could ever create for a D&D group. And I'm so grateful to Konami for making a dragon that looks so cool and makes it so easy to translate to D&D.